Democratic Party is doing enough to protect transgender rights. The trans community is under attack. We are losing rights to life-saving, gender-affirming care in many states. What will you do to protect trans rights across the nation? And would you say that what the trans community is facing qualified as a genocide?
I love your questions. They are great.
Thank you.
I would suggest adding one more just in case somebody gets to them before you.
I agree. I agree with that. And if anyone has suggestions for additional questions, I'm all for it. I would love to ask something related to Black trans women and the violence that they face, but I couldn't think of anything specific.
So cute.
All right, guys, tap that screen. Tap that screen. We don't have much time. I am going to end well before Parker's live to give myself a chance to fucking breathe. But yeah, so we got time for a few conversations here. This ain't my big night. This is Parker's big night, guys. I'm not taking. All I'm doing is guesting for a few questions. This is Parker's night, not mine. I don't want to take anything from Parker. This is Parker's moment. It's Parker, get a job, guys. How you doing today? You're Queen the Queen. How you doing?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How old are you, please?
I am 32. I was born in 91.
Fantastic. And can you prove that I am not a woman?
Um, yeah, this is how I feel. I feel like probably many others where it's okay if this is what you identify as or if these are your feelings about being a woman because that's how it starts. It starts with your feelings. And you felt at probably a young age that you were different and you identified with being a woman. It started with your feelings. And I think the problem is that it's that's the big problem. It's feelings. And I do feel like that maybe somehow in utero, maybe genetics took place, some wires got mixed, and you felt like that for a reason because of how you developed in your mom's womb. However, it doesn't take away the fact that you, no matter how you identify, no matter how you feel, you're not a woman. And what's happening is, and this is being respectful, I'm not trying to be mean, but what's
You're
happening
invalidating
is,
trans identities.
I'm sorry.
You're invalidating trans identities.
Well,
At its core,
did you
that's
want to hear
mean,
my
but go
opinion? I
on.
mean, not trying to be rude, but I'm not.
Just recognize it at its core. That's mean. And move
Well,
on.
Yeah.
Continue.
that's also the problem. Anytime someone feels different or they try to they don't feel the same, it's being mean if you have a different opinion. I'm
You're Queen. I
acknowledging that
believe.
you
I believe that that you do not intend to cause harm,
right.
but
I
the
don't.
intent, it's impact over intent, and the impact of invalidating trans identities is harmful. So I believe you that you don't intend harm. I
Yeah,
do.
I don't because yeah, no, absolutely not. Like I have children, and if any of my children came to me and said, "Mom," I would be on their side. I have, I don't have any issues with with your community. I have no issues with whoever a person's. I feel like you need to be who you feel that you are. But we're talking about feelings versus facts. And like I said, it may sound like I'm trying to be hurtful, but I'm not. And I feel like it's good that you have your platform because I am the voice speaking for other people that don't agree with you. I'm saying how they feel. And so if you are going
Speak
to
for
have,
yourself, please.
okay, well, let me tell you how
I
I
have a
feel.
lot of people that request. So my
Okay.
request would be that you speak for yourself and not for anyone
Okay. Well,
else.
let me speak for myself.
Okay.
I do not feel, me personally, that because you identify for whatever reason it was, growing up or however it happened for you, that you feel that you are a woman, it does not make you a woman. Being me, as I've birthed four children, and I've heard you say before on other lives that, being a woman, and I don't want to say it verbatim because I don't want to mix up your words, but I've heard you say that, um, being a woman doesn't mean all because you have, like a uterus or these other things that you're a woman. There's other things that make you a woman. But that's again, I feel like what we're doing is or not what we're doing, but what your community has done is try to build a case upon having us to accept you as being women. I accept whatever you identify as, but are you a woman?
Yeah,
No,
that's what
you
I'm
are
asking
not.
you to just prove. Am I a woman or not? Thank you for the hand heart.
Can you conceive?
Can I
Can
conceive?
you
The answer is no. Now, my
right?
my counter question to that is,
Hmm.
can all cisgender women conceive?
There could be issues with them that makes them not able to. But what do you
Yeah,
mean?
and the condition that makes it so that I'm not able to is that I was born transgender.
You were born a man.
I was born trans. I'm male. I'm not a
You are
man. I was
male.
never a
You
man.
were born a male.
Yeah,
You
I
were
am
born
male.
a male.
Right. And because of the way I was born, I do not have the ability to give birth. Infertile women, because of the way they are born, they are not able to give birth.
I guess the way I'm looking at it, and like I said, I'm going to be really careful with my words because like I really do not. My intentions is really not to offend anyone. So I'm trying to be really careful about the way that I speak
Queen,
and
I do
how.
believe you 100%.
Yeah.
I encourage you to say exactly what you feel, though.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, as and I find it, and this is not on you, Adora, but I find it almost, let me be completely honest, not almost, I find it disrespectful that women who are born female identify as women who have a uterus, can have children, who've had children, who've gone through the menstrual cycles, things to do directly with their, I hope I'm saying it right, sex of being a female, and then that's almost discredited because there's someone else, you per se, putting yourself on the same
What
playing
do I take
field.
away from you?
What do you
What does
take
my
away?
identity take away from you?
I'm
What does it
sorry.
take away? It
Yeah,
makes it so that you feel that you're equal. You feel that you are
I
a,
am equal.
that's the problem. To me, it's like
So you want me to be less than?
Wow.
well,
You want me to be
want to be
less
In our
than?
recent history
honest.
we've heard that
So what does
before.
she want to me? I mean, I'm being honest. I mean, did you want
What's
me
that? What's a
to?
time in our recent American history where we've heard that kind of rhetoric before?
I don't know, but this is her
You're
platform
not
to hear
equal.
different opinions. So, are you wanting me to just agree with you, or do you not want to hear the opinion? Is it
What I
hurtful
want to
to
know
hear
is
the
what I want to know is why I should not be equal.
you can you're as the I don't know if you're an American U.S. citizen or not. So I'm gonna say we're
I am
all
American.
equal. Okay, so we're all Americans. We're all equal. We should all
That's
have
unfortunately
the
not
same
true.
speech. But I'm talking about when it comes to, okay, so I'm a woman. I have 4 children that I've birthed and that I felt their labor pains. I carried them for 9 months. And even now, let's say I have an issue with my womb where I have 2 cycles, 2 periods in a month, and I have to get checked out. You mean to tell me all of those things which you are just, you will never ever have to experience, you
Sure,
take
I'll
that away
never have to
from me by
experience
saying that
a
we're on the
period.
same page
I will
as
never
me?
have to experience childbirth. And there
Right,
are
but you take
cisgender
that from
women who
me.
will also never experience those things. That does not
But
make them
you
any less of a
take that
woman.
from
Your
me.
womanhood is not defined by how much you suffer.
It's not about suffering. You're taking that from me. The thing I should be proud about
I
being
am not
able.
taking anything from
You
your
are,
experience.
You can
Adora.
There is
have
no
that.
reason for you to not be proud of who you are.
Me being
You
able
can
to,
have
no, you
that.
can identify as a woman, that's fine. But I'm saying for you to take away from me the
She's
things that
not.
I've had to go
Queen.
through and say that you're
Queen.
equal to
Me being
me.
a proud woman does not take away from your
You're
womanhood at
you're
all.
not a woman.
Queen, can I ask you a
Or
question?
maybe I'm saying it wrong. You are a woman, but you're not a female. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I mean, maybe
Well,
I'm saying
that would be
it
She's
wrong.
not.
correct. Yes, I am not female. I do not claim to be female. I'm not
Okay,
female.
right. Okay, so great.
Rawr,
So
thank you so
you're not
much.
you're not a female. You're a woman, but at the same time, it's like, okay, then what should the females call themselves? Because it's no way that we should still remain in the same bracket as you. If you're saying that I'm a female because I am a female, and you're not claiming to
Have
be,
that
but yet
answer.
you can
We've already
have
been
the
given that
credit that I
answer.
have, then maybe female should be called something else, and you can keep woman, but
Yeah.
it
Oh, hang
cannot
on,
be
hang
into
on,
the same
hang on.
category.
Whoa.
You can be female and be a man. You can be female and be a woman. You can be female and be non-binary. There are a lot of different types of people that qualify as female.
And again, that's the
And
problem. You got.
here's the word for you. Here's a
Uh-huh.
great word for you that separates you
Hmm.
from trans women. You ready for it?
Yes.
You're a cis woman.
Okay.
That's your word. That's
Yep.
the distinction.
Yep.
And can
You're a
I ask you a
Queen,
cisgender
I'm
question,
woman.
here
Hot
to
Dog? Who gave that
Queen.
to us, the cis woman?
I
Who gave that? Who
Queen,
gave us the term?
Cisgender people
A
gave that to you.
cisgender
yeah,
woman who studied sexology. Um,
Queen.
yeah.
I really, I want to know
If
why,
you can.
because it really seems like you're trying very hard to separate yourself from trans women.
I am. You're
Why?
correct. I don't know about any other viewers that come on and they probably sugarcoat. I never will. I really do not feel that, and I don't want to say it, well, I'm going to say it, Adora or anyone else, no matter how, and the cis, and let me back up really quick to Hot Dog. The cis woman, that was given because that's just what someone gave, the label that was given to
It's
make you
literally just
be
the opposite of
included.
transgender. It's that simple.
But
Same
that's
as
so that
any
you could
other
feel
medical
included.
term.
So
Same
that
as
you could
any
feel
other
included.
medical term.
I think I was on here earlier with the woman who asked, when you asked her, how would she feel about, like, why does it bother her for you to go in
Thank
the
you for the
same bathroom with
galaxy.
her? And I was like, wow, I
Yeah.
didn't request to be up there then, but I can answer if that's okay. I'd like to answer. It would bother me if you came in the bathroom with me
Why?
or my daughter.
Why?
Why?
Well,
Is
I feel
Adora a
like I've
threat?
expressed that and I've answered that
Is Adora a threat to
because
you?
you are a male.
Right. I'm male, and you have no way of
And mentally,
without
you've
having this
decided,
conversation. You have no way of knowing that.
but mentally, you've decided to be a woman, and that's different.
No,
And
it was not a
mentally,
decision.
you
No, it
decided.
was not a
What happened?
decision, your queen. Can you tell me about the moment that you decided to be a woman?
You mean when my mom and dad, did what they did and had me? I didn't make
Yeah,
up
that had
that.
nothing to do with you. You were not part of that decision.
Right.
Can you tell me when you decided to be a woman?
I was not a part of that decision.
Thank you for the lemonade. So the point being that
Wait,
you did not decide to be a woman, right? You never chose to be a woman.
I think with the trans community, the issue comes down in the womb.
Can you
And you
please
probably
engage in
heard,
the question?
yes, go ahead.
Did you ever decide to be a woman?
I don't feel like I decided. I feel like
Right, exactly.
I don't feel like I decided.
Right. You didn't decide. You simply realized, you recognized that, hey, I am a girl. And that's how it
Mhm.
was with me too. I didn't decide to be a girl. I just recognized that, hey, I am a girl.
Right. And that's what I said, that you maybe something like when you were growing up, I said you felt that you were a girl. I said that. And that's fine. But again, we're talking about feelings versus facts. Feelings versus facts. There's two different things. You
Yeah.
feel as a woman,
No.
you are
Where do
not.
feelings come from? Where do feelings come from?
I mean, I've never been asked where do
Where
feelings
do
come from.
feelings come from?
I mean, who knows where they come from? I don't know Mars, but feeling, I don't know. We've always had feelings, even from a
Your
baby. I don't know where they
brain.
come from.
Your brain.
Thank you for the hate heart.
The
And that's what I
physical
said,
and
Hot Dog.
chemical
It was
makeup
something
of
that
your
happened in the
brain.
womb that was an issue. I said that earlier. Something happened, and I feel like it happens scientifically in utero where there's some type of a mix-up, and your gender. Well, I don't want to say gender. I don't want to use the wrong terms, but you come
What
out a
makes it a
male,
mix up?
but you're in your mind you're a
I'm
female.
sorry.
It's
This
something.
isn't what I asked, and you're diverting. You're just deflecting at this point.
Well, I'm
Um,
answering your question. It's
you're not.
biological. Something happened in the womb.
I can explain it if you'd like me to do so, because it's the same thing that
I
happens to
remember
every
you,
single
Artemis,
human.
and
Yeah.
Okay.
sometimes, like I hear you talk, but it's like this is what and like Adora's being very nice, and I appreciate it, and everyone's being nice to me, no one's being mean, but I guess I just feel like this is how I feel, and I'm speaking for myself, but other people,
Right. And
I'm
we're
sure they
facts over
do,
feelings, just like you want.
right?
It's like
But
you want facts over feelings. I'm
uh-huh.
about to give you facts over feelings if you stop monologuing and just
Yeah. We just
have.
I,
need a
I
chance
was
to respond is all.
Okay, go ahead. I'll
Yeah.
listen.
Go for it,
I was
Artemis.
just going to explain that we know that gender identity arises within the hypothalamus, which begins to form around 8 to 10 weeks in utero and finishes formation around 24 to 28 weeks. So, and then around the ages of 3 to 7 is when you can like specifically verbalize and articulate your gender identity. This is why we see around these ages that children start to have preferences when it comes to like different things that they gravitate towards when it comes to toys, clothing, colors, everything about that. And these are things that society has deemed to be part of being a girl or being a boy. So like we see this already arise within children. And I always find it really interesting that like trans people can absolutely have like no concept of what their gender is, but a cis person, they're completely fine. It doesn't make sense to me. We know exactly where in the brain this develops. We know it's the same for every person. We just don't know why, for instance, in a trans person might develop differently. We're thinking it's mainly hormone washing, which occurs right at that marker around 10 weeks, at the height of the highest hormone washing that we have, and that the mind just develops a different sex than the body does. Doesn't invalidate anybody. It's completely natural.
Okay. I mean, I'm just listening because, I wanted to hear what you guys had to say. I'm listening.
I understand. And it's a lot to take in. Like,
Yep.
I don't sit here and try to claim, I don't expect anybody to accept all of it or even understand all of it within the first go.
Yeah. It is a lot to take in, I guess, because you call me old fashioned, but I just grew up, what your sex is, that is what you are. And I've never, I've had friends that they didn't get their, do the process of being like, transformed. But I feel like, and everything you're saying makes total sense, but it's still, I feel like in the transgender community, what's happening is you all are building cases. Literally, when I say building cases, trying to stack evidence, changing terms, it gets so convoluted, you're almost confused about what's going on. It makes it hard for someone who just needs X, Y, and Z to understand because it's just so many terms and so many this and that. I'm like, what are you
It's
talking about?
really very straightforward. Cisgender is just the opposite of transgender. Transgender just means that your sex assigned at birth does not align with your gender identity. Sex and gender are different, and just respect the person in front of you. All we're asking for is for you to not get in our way. That's it. Thank you so much for the sub.
And
No,
biology has
I'll
never
never
been
do
easy.
that. I'll never get
I
in
don't
your
know
way.
why people. I don't know why people think biology has ever been easy. I think that there has been a lot of disservice done and I will say this, by scientists and doctors who tried to make it simple. I think that was a huge disservice to the general population and the education that we so desperately needed, because it led people into a false understanding of what dictates your sex and what dictates your gender and how they're different. I think that now we recognize that trying to simplify something like, oh, if you have male genitalia, you're a boy. If you have female genitalia, you're a girl. Because at the end of the day, it's not that simple, and it never has been. I think that you would find quite a bit of literature going back at least 100 years, looking at the complexities of sex and the complexities of gender and how they're different.
Right. But the issue, and this is why I feel like I'm so happy for the opportunity to be up here, because at the end of the day, it's like this. It's like tomato, tomato. Should I put cheese on my grilled cheese sandwich? Because it's still back to the basics. The basics is it started with a feeling. A feeling is what it started with. That you were different, that you did not connect with your body part. That's what it started with, your feelings. And because of your feelings, the whole world has had to conform to you. It's not enough
Your
to say,
queen, please. We really need a breather so we can address some of the things that
oh,
you
I'm
say every
sorry.
now and then.
Go ahead. You want me
It
to
is
stop
not
talking?
being transgender is not a feeling. It is an innate part of who we are.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
where
But I
again,
mean, that's
and
from.
I'm gonna try to land this point this time. Where do feelings come from? If it started with a feeling, where do
Mhm.
feelings come from?
I just said that. I mean, I told you I felt like. I mean, you have them as a newborn, so I mean, so I don't.
There as a your
You
brain.
said
The
the
answer is
brain,
your
so
brain. So
right,
there's a specific section of your brain that is responsible for gender identity. It is called the
right.
beta nuclei of the strata terminalis. It's in the hypothalamus. So that is where gender identity comes from. It's not just a feeling. It is
Hmm.
something that manifests within the physical and chemical structures of your brain.
So broomstick, if that's what you're saying, that
That
it
was
starts
hot
with the
dog.
brain.
That
Are
was
you
hot
saying
dog.
there was an issue? Are you saying there was an issue with that part of the brain? Because if that's what
No,
you're saying,
No.
so
no,
well,
that is
okay,
not what
so
I'm
you see,
saying.
Adora, this is why some people aren't willing to learn. Because if I'm sitting here
You're
asking you the
Queen.
questions
Well,
and you have to
Queen,
say,
you're
"Oh
not
my
listening. You're not hearing
God,"
what Hot Dog is saying. Hot Dog, you made an incorrect assumption about what Hot Dog said, and Hot Dog is trying to clarify.
okay, well, go ahead, because I'm
Yeah, so
just
I
it
never
is
said
a
there
lot
was
for
an
me to take
issue.
in.
I never said there was an issue. It's just a structure that aligns more closely with gender identity than assigned sex at birth. So a transgender woman, her BNST might represent and produce it might have the physical structure more closely aligned with the typical female.
Can we just unconvolute it for a minute? Which
No.
basically means that
It's not convoluted.
it
I'm
is
sorry. It's
because
not convoluted. It's
well,
very
because you guys have
straightforward.
did all this quote unquote research, you've made all
So
these terms and terminology for it. But the point of the matter is that
We can
Odora
use
is
just one
not
word. We can use
she's
just
a male.
one word if you'd like. Just one word. Just use the word woman for me. That's it. That's all you need. Just call me a
Yeah,
woman.
that's what you
I,
identify as a woman. That's fine.
I'm
But
not going
are
to
you? You're
simplify
not.
biology.
She's not a woman
She is.
because you want to make it so
See,
inclusive.
actually,
That's not
the
brought
irony here,
into
your queen, is
respect
that
for
you are the one that's
feelings. It's
making this
back to the
complicated.
feelings thing again. This
While
is
sure, biology is complicated, the way we interact with the people around us doesn't have to be. This is an instance where it could be really simple. We could just respect the person in front of us and just validate trans identities. And if you
I
don't
do.
understand, ask questions.
I do,
Um,
but Adora, you just basically said to me, and what you've been saying to your viewers all this time, what you stand for, your platform, you are a woman. I'm okay, you're a woman. But for and it's pretty much like I said before, it needs to be separated. You cannot include yourself with me who's had 4 children.
I do not.
so
I
separate.
am not female. I do not have the experiences that someone who is assigned
You're
female
not
at
on
birth
our
and
level.
identifies as a woman. You are
So
socialized differently.
separate.
Your body is different than mine. I do not claim to have the same experiences as you.
Right. And you never will. So you can't take credit for that. You can't
Yes,
say
and I
you're
will
a woman
never
and take
claim a
credit,
childbirth. I will never claim periods.
but you're
Um,
taking
Yeah,
credit. It's like
Queen,
No,
no, I'm
she's
not.
not.
you're
Queen,
number two, and it's like
Queen.
you're
I want.
saying you
Okay,
won the world
okay, okay.
championship when you were number two. You
Queen,
can't take
I want you to
credit.
also recognize something.
Read between
I
the
You're
want you to
lines.
also
minimizing
recognize something.
you're
There are things that
minimizing
are.
my value as a woman
Oh
by
my
saying that
lord.
you're on the same page as me.
Here to have, like
That's
I'm
not
a
fair.
it's about my opinion. You have an
Lord have mercy.
Well,
absolute
Queen.
your
anyway.
opinion isn't the mash, just like mine isn't. But I birthed
I,
4 children.
I'm
I
so
carried
much
four
uterus
children.
this morning. I have a
Can
freaking
everybody
uterus
hear me?
too.
I've
Why is
carried
it
four
making me
children.
All
invalid?
right, thank you.
I've birthed
Can
four
Why
everybody hear me?
is
children.
your
I've breastfed 4 children.
real quick,
And
take it. Why is your
hard
opinion more
work,
valid than mine? Why
all
is
that
your more valid?
Artemis, all that hard work, all that makes me feel good that I can do all this.
That's
I can do
so
Now
great
to
for
share
this
that
you.
about
platform with
me.
Adora,
Okay.
no
Your
That's
way.
queen,
so
I was cash app to kick you. You have a good day.
You too.
Good. God.
Yeah. Oh
I,
lord. Can everybody
sorry.
hear me?
Frustrates me so much
Yeah, I can
when
hear
you
you from safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
frustrates me.
Okay.
So much.
Like if they don't want to get into the nitty gritty of all the biological complexities, then all they got to do is respect the person in front of them. It's that simple. I mean, they should be doing that
Yeah.
period, whether they're getting into the nitty gritty or not. But yeah,
Yeah. I wanted to point out that just because there are things that a cis woman's going to go through that a trans woman will never go through doesn't mean that there's. It also means that there's things that trans women will go through that cis women will never go through. Doesn't take away from either person.
And my experience as a cis woman are different from her experiences as a cis woman. That's what I was trying to point out. Like, what makes her opinion more valid than my opinion or Adora's?
guys, did you see that Trump got convicted?
Yes.
did.
Love it.
I wonder how
Love
long
it.
it'll be for the national
Thank you for the
holiday.
hand heart. Okay, guys, we got time for maybe one more. Yeah, I am hyper stressed, guys, and yes, I've seen a few people ask. I am going to be dressing up properly for the interview tonight. I'm not going to be wearing this spaghetti strap top. I am going to wear a nice professional outfit. Thank you for the hand hearts.
You know what's
Um,
so I'm sorry.
I got to bring up another guest real quick.
You know what's so great about the conviction? He
What's
can't do
that?
business in New York anymore.
Yeah.
Rocky, hello. How you going, mate?
Hello, little lady.
Hi.
Thank you for the
Yeah,
hand heart.
I was kind of hoping that other lady was still going to be in here because I've been watching you for a little while, And I just want to say, as a mother, as a female, as a fellow woman, like I just wanted to say I'm validating you. Like you are a woman. You know, these conversations I think are great because they bring light into who you are as a person, not just a woman. But I think people don't understand that just because you weren't technically born a woman, it doesn't mean that you're not. It's like saying that someone that goes out and wants to be something when they grow up. We're always told, like, when you grow up, like, be who you are, be yourself. We teach our children this from when they're little, okay? So why are we condemning people because of who they truly feel they are? Like, I don't think that's fair, you know? We lead by example, and the example is acceptance, validation, and being kind. It costs nothing. So that's all.
Thank you so much. I love your hair, by the way. Your hair is amazing.
All right.
Bye.
Love
I can't get it out. Won't let me out. It's fritzled me. Thanks.
Bye. No problem. Thank you for the hand hearts.
Oh, okay. I just looked it up. He wasn't convicted. He was found responsible.
Oh, found responsible.
You know,
Okay, cool.
kind of. Oh,
Hey, can you
yeah.
change your name to
Not there yet.
Broomstick? Can you change your name to Broomstick for like 1 week, please?
I refuse. I refuse to do this.
Okay, sorry.
Hello. Sorry, I've never done this before.
How's it going, Christina?
Hey, I just wanted to come on here and validate you too because, like, I had a hysterectomy, so that doesn't make me less than a woman anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
You not having a uterus, you're a woman if you say you're a woman. That's that. Like, we're not all like, you know.
I appreciate you. I am very limited on time. I have about 25 more minutes left of this live, so I'm going to drop you down. But thank you so much, Christina.
No problem.
Bye.
Friends.
Hello, Reggie.
Hi, friends.
Ah,
Thanks for
We
letting
are
me
looking
join
for
you for a little
opportunity,
while.
guys. Bro, get a job. Well, I have a job. I'm going on Parker Get a Jobs live tonight. That's part of my job.
Hello.
I love that
Hello.
that's a theme.
I got
Hello.
to change my name to Adora Get a Job. How you doing, KK?
Hmm.
Kiki?
Kira.
Kira. Okay, cool. How old are you, please?
18.
18. Fantastic. And what year were you born?
2005.
2005. All right. And can you prove that I'm not a woman?
Well, I feel like at birth, to be a woman, obviously you have to be born a woman, but I feel like
Okay.
Did we lose her? Oh, shit.
I guess so.
Okay.
Oh,
That was quick. I don't know what happened there.
that was strange.
Too bad.
Yeah,
So
my phone froze for a second. Like that shit was gone.
too bad. So sad.
He added me.
Why is this hurting? Ow! Why is it hurting?
Hello, Bailey. How you doing?
I don't know if I'm muted or not.
Bailey, I can hear you.
You're good.
You can hear me?
Yep. You're muted now.
You okay? Okay. Sure, you're okay.
You with us, Bailey? You got to unmute. I have sent you a request to unmute. Dropped.
Sometimes it's weird actives and it's just
Somebody asked me if I rolled my eyes at her being 18.
Hello?
How you doing, oh mommy?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Doing all right. How old are you, please?
I'm 30.
Fantastic. And can you prove that I'm not a woman?
So if let's say you were found dead, they're going to say that they found a dead male.
Bones.
They're not going to identify your body as a dead female.
You're right. They would probably identify her as a woman because that's how anthropology works.
So when they discover dead bodies, they'll say they'll say dead woman or dead man.
No.
It doesn't. There's a
No.
No, they, they,
genital.
they would they would say that she was a Dora because we do have that technology now, and your dental records are like the most
Hmm.
your dental records are one of the most easy ways to figure out who someone was posthumously. So they would likely figure out that she was a Dora and that she used to do this and that she is a trans woman.
Also, Adora would be not here anymore at that point. Why would Adora give a shit?
Okay, so my question is, I do have a genuine
Can I ask?
question.
I am
Why?
curious though. Wait, real quick. I am curious. Where did you get that talking point?
Who are
Thank
you
you for the
talking
hand
to?
heart.
Like, where'd you hear that?
Who are you talking to?
You.
He didn't say who he was
Where did you
talking to.
hear
He
about
just.
the whole like bones thing?
I didn't say nothing about bones at all.
Well, okay, after someone's dead, you were making a point that after she's dead,
All right.
her some way. How would they identify her?
They can do teeth, but they also
What are
are.
teeth? What are
They
teeth?
will. If he has a male part, if he has a male part, which
Don't do
I
that.
didn't say
Don't
nothing
do
about
that.
bones.
Oh, mommy.
I mean,
Don't do that.
if you want to see
But
the
you're
secret
asking the
box,
question. Wait,
sub to
I was just
OnlyFans.
on a live the other day, but
Okay,
this is the
but
thing. I get
stop,
what y'all
please.
saying, but y'all have to
You
understand that people.
misgendered the host. Can you
Yeah, and
stop,
you did it
please?
deliberately.
I'm answering the question. Let me answer it. Let me answer
No,
it
Okay,
how
you deliberately misgendered. You deliberately
I
misgendered me.
didn't
That's
deliberately. I didn't do it
overt.
on
Really
purpose. I
didn't
just
mean to.
said the question says I am a woman. Prove me wrong.
And then you
Okay.
said he multiple times.
Okay, but the thing is, I'm answering the
so
question.
going forward, we are going to respect the host and use her pronouns, which are she, her, or you will be dropped.
Y'all are so fucking
Okay,
entitled.
Omami,
And
the
mental
correct way to handle this
issues. I'm not
situation,
apologizing
I'm
because
going
I
to tell
didn't
you
do
what the
it
correct way to handle
intentionally.
this
Y'all
situation
have
is, Omami.
mental
Sir,
It
issues.
is to
I'm a
simply
freaking cow.
apologize,
Right now, you're
correct yourself,
talking
and
to a
move on.
cow.
Rather than
I'm a
making a big
cow.
deal and
Right now,
centering
at this
yourself
moment,
and
I'm
then
a cow.
completely ignoring the
I'm a
person that you
cow.
caused
I'm
harm
a
to,
cow.
what you're
I'm a cow.
supposed to do
Y'all
is
cannot. Y'all
apologize and move
cannot be a
on.
Okay,
Whether you
woman.
cow,
want
go
to
You
do that,
somewhere.
so
cannot
you
be
are
a
a
woman.
child. Goodbye. Thank you so much for
okay,
the
Yeah,
side.
Moo.
I actually do believe that you're a cow. I genuinely believe that.
Fucking cow. Moo.
You like air your grievances to a vacant room so nobody has to deal with it.
Probably the most accurate thing you could have told yourself in that moment.
Just gonna get on Parker's live and like instantly throw up.
You're gonna
Moo's
be
in chat.
great.
No, you're gonna do great. Deep breaths, deep breaths.
How you doing, Abby? No, we lost Abby.
You know, they should create like some silly like gimmick thing you can find on TV at like 3 a.m. where it's like, do you have no one to air your grievances to? Here's a paper bag that you can scream into all you want. Everybody will
I
hear
know I'm
it.
gonna be fine, guys. It's two questions. I don't even have to answer the questions. It's just two questions. I'm gonna be fine. I'm still nervous.
Good.
How you doing, Abu?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing all right? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Fantastic. What year were you born?
Sorry?
What year were you born?
2005, 5th February.
Fantastic. And can you prove that I'm not a woman?
It adds up.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I just want to ask, like, what makes you a woman? Because you were born with the male genitalia, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so, I mean, what makes you think that you're a woman when you're born with the male genitalia? You know, for thousands of years, that's what was normal, you know? Like,
What makes me a woman is my persistent innate sense of self.
you're what?
My innate sense of self.
So you feeling that you're a woman makes you a woman.
It's not it's not a feeling. It's simply a truth that you recognize.
Okay, so you're born with the male genitalia, but it's a truth that you recognize is that you're a woman, so that makes you a woman.
Yeah, I recognize that I was a girl around the age of 4, and I became a woman. It's never been in doubt. I have always known it to be true. So it's been persistent. It is from deep within. It is an innate part of who I am.
Okay, and since you were a kid, you've been thinking that you're a woman.
A girl,
Abu,
yeah.
do you understand the difference between sex and gender?
Yep, I understand. I mean, according to you
Can you
guys,
tell
the
us?
LGBTQ community, that gender is a
No, it's not
social
according to the
construct.
LGBTQ. It's not
Yeah.
just according to the LGBTQ. There's a definition for each of those words. Can you tell us the
Okay.
the differences?
Yeah. So gender is apparently a social construct, and sex is the PP.
The PP, really?
That
Like,
Well,
PP5.
PP means private part. I don't know if it's on
Just use the
TikTok
word
or something.
genitalia. You can say
You can
Okay.
use anatomically correct terms.
Sorry. Okay. Penis and vagina. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on
Yeah,
TikTok.
you're good.
I'm not trying to
No
put you
problem.
down, right?
No problem. You're good.
Okay. So I mean, does that mean that you believe also that the furries are actual animals, since that's what they think?
nope.
Holy
that's a
fuck.
completely different thing.
And that's
Oh,
what the first thing anyway. So obviously you just
Yeah.
Is that what you're into?
what?
hey, furries are okay, man.
What's on
Come
your For You
No,
page, buddy?
I'm just curious. I'm just asking you guys.
on, furries
I don't
don't
know
think they're
why.
animals.
Yeah,
they
are
go around
animals
thinking about
You guys,
genders?
furries every day.
Hang on.
But
huh?
keep
Abu, are animals genders?
No, I don't think so.
Right, yeah. And are we talking about genders or animals?
We're talking about genders right now. But how does it make a difference
do
if
people
that's the
who
truth that they
aren't
recognize?
furries really go around thinking about furries all day? Is that what you think about every day?
Hot
No,
dog,
I
I
mean I was
want
just
furry money. Okay? I want furry money. I want to
what?
have that money to drop on something. Like,
You're a
I
furry?
want 20 grand to just drop on something. That's what I
You're a
think
furry?
about.
Right? Abu, furries
Yeah.
don't believe that they're animals. They don't think that they're animals. They don't identify as animals.
Yeah.
It's a completely different, it's something completely different. That's why I asked you, do you
Because
understand what gender
I've
is? Gender is a neuro-social construct. So it's actually starts from within the brain.
okay. Okay. But that means, I mean, since you don't feel that, just because you feel that you're a woman, that means you don't
It's
believe.
not a feeling.
Okay, whatever. Okay, when I say feel, I'm talking about the truth within you. Okay, so I'm just gonna use feel, but just understand that I'm talking about the truth within you. So that means when you say that you feel you're a woman, I'm talking about the truth that you think within you. That means you just completely disregard all the like scientific proofs that men usually have like bigger like muscles, stuff like that.
What does that have to do with gender?
What?
It's like
Boo.
male.
Okay.
Yeah.
Male.
So if today I just feel like I'm a woman, I can just become a woman.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
So is this something
You're
you're born
bouncing
with?
from topic to topic. Like,
I'm,
Can you bump me up?
I'm
Can you pop me up real quick?
Yep.
yeah. So is the male sex of the feminine? Yeah. That's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said. Social
Hold on,
construct.
you missed it. You missed,
No, it's
no, you
not.
missed
Keep
the
reading.
whole.
Keep
Huh?
reading. Keep reading.
The male sex or the female sex, especially when considered with reference to social and cultural differences rather than biological ones, or one of a range of of a of a range of other identities that do not correspond with to established ideas of male and female.
All right. And can you read number 2 for me?
Grammar. In languages such as Latin, Greek, Russian, and German, each of the classes is typically masculine, feminine, common, neuter of nouns and pronouns distinguished by the different inflections that they have. The comments are blocking the.
And required
I'll finish.
syntactically. Oh, wait, now it went blurry.
Yeah,
Now I
no.
can't read.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll finish it out. The different inflections that they have and require in words syntactically associated with them.
Okay. So, okay. I was just asking questions. I was just curious. But, I mean, can you prove to me that you're a woman except that your inner truth is that you think you're a woman?
prove to us that you're a
He doesn't
man.
have to prove it.
Huh? I mean,
Prove to us that you're a
let's
man.
say per choice that I'm a man.
Prove to us that you are a man.
Yeah, in the context of those definitions, which are gender, that's how you define gender, and man is gender. So in that context, prove to us that you are a man.
I'm a man because I'm born with a dick.
That's
Nope.
biologically. That's a biological definition.
Yeah,
And
Abu, do you know what a
it's
psycho?
we just read to you that gender is not biological. So I will repeat: man is gender. Gender is social and cultural. So prove to us that you are a man.
Okay, but for me to prove to you that you're a man, the only definition you would accept is for me to feel within my truth that I'm a man, right?
Yeah,
There you go.
you got it.
Abu, do
That's why
you
you're a
know what a
man.
psychosocial schema is?
What a psychosocial scheme is? Hey, thanks for the roses, by the way.
Schema.
Schemo. Nah, I have no idea what that is.
Schemas.
Schema. So it's
Nah.
like a schematic that was built in your brain over time and the most of that building happened between when you were ages 3 and 7, and that is the thing in your brain that is telling you you are a man, and it's built on social experiences and all sorts of things socially. It has nothing to do with what's between your legs.
Yeah,
Very
absolutely.
little. It's associated, but it doesn't determine it.
Yep, 100%. It's like
Yeah.
brainwashing, right? And I do agree with that. But
That's not.
How is
No.
that brainwashing? Wait,
well,
how is that
it's
brainwashing?
influence. It's influence.
No, it's
Okay,
not
guys. But
influence.
when I say certain words, you guys are taking it like literally, you know. But when I say certain words, you understand what I
Well,
mean.
yeah, that's
That's
how
how
Explain
communication
conversation
that
works.
words work.
exactly. Like, what's the other meaning of brainwashing?
Okay, so is it not influence from the people around me?
No, like no one could influence me to like Barbies.
What?
Like when I was
Okay, so
growing up, I knew I was a girl, and if someone gave me a Barbie, I was like, "Ew, gross! I don't want to put it." Sorry, Dora, I didn't like Barbies.
I'm right there with
Nothing
you,
wrong with that.
Artemis.
Nothing wrong with that.
No offense, Adora.
But like, or someone would have tried to put a dress on me, I was like, "Ew, I don't want to wear a dress." Like, but those are girly things. Didn't change that I was a girl. I didn't do girly things. No one influenced me.
yeah, but playing with Barbies is
If
not necessarily
anything,
good.
people tried to influence us the opposite direction
Yeah.
and
Okay, so
tell me that I was wrong, that I had to
okay,
wear
so
dresses and skirts. And
what would be a schema thing then? Can you give me an example?
what do you mean a
Gender.
schema thing? Gender.
Okay.
Gender.
Okay, I mean outside of gender, because I'm not sure I understood it, because I understood it as a type of influence around from people around me.
Schematics
So
can do many different things.
Yeah, I just need another example except gender, you know, because I didn't quite understand it.
I mean,
Sure.
okay. I'm tempting to go Sherlock here a little bit, where technically you can build the schematics of your memory bank, but I don't know if that's. I don't know. I
I mean,
think that might be a little
can
too
you give me
much to go
one for
into.
this?
Yeah, you can actually build a schematics. Like you can build a house within your head and house different areas of information to which you would like to access that you can visually track through your mind to open the doors to. Yes, you can do that.
So it's basically something that you do yourself from age 3 to 7.
it happens naturally.
Okay, so it has the people around you have no influence whatsoever on it.
They may have
Can you bring
influence
in?
on your gender expression because typically people tend to try and fall in within societal norms. Myself, as an example, I suppressed my masculinity for years because of what I was told I needed to do, which is inherently it's not healthy to
Okay.
suppress the person that you are. Same thing, with transgender people, for them to suppress who they really are because of what everybody else wants them to do or thinks they should do is toxic, for lack of a better word, at the moment.
Yeah. When you
Abu,
were
can you be
suppressing,
influenced to be a woman?
I don't think so
Why not?
because I just think I don't know. My mind can never reach that. Like I don't think so.
You-
So if you were
He's
put
just not
into, like,
alpha.
if your brain was put into the body of a woman,
Well,
how would you identify?
I mean, if I saw myself with the current mentality that I have, if I saw myself have a vagina, I would probably just tell myself I'm a woman. I wouldn't think too much about it, you know?
Why do you keep
That's
associating
disingenuous.
our genders with our genitals? Like, do
Because
you still not get the difference? Like, we explained
yeah,
to
I
you that
do.
it's sex
I
that
We can
defines our
actually,
genitals,
yeah, I do
we
get
can
the
not
actually
our
difference,
go
but
down
it's
that
kind
gender.
of
road.
I
Abu,
Abu,
Abu.
I
Abu, we can actually go down that road. So, do
yeah
you know what the five characteristics
yeah
of
yeah.
sex are?
No, wait. I had a question for Mel first. Mel Momo Fat.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
so
you said
funny.
that you were suppressing your masculinity for a long time. and that wasn't healthy for you. I was just wondering if, while you were suppressing your masculinity, did you feel like bad within yourself until you took out your, I guess, your feminine side?
What do you mean took out my feminine side?
I mean, you said you always knew you were a man, right, or a woman? I don't know.
Nope. So I'm not transgender. However, I am a masculine presenting female,
Okay,
right?
yeah, and you said
So, and that is how I am most comfortable.
okay, and you said you were
And yes, I was miserable. I was absolutely miserable because I was doing things to fit in and do things that everybody else thought I should do because of what was between my legs when I was born. And
okay.
I was absolutely miserable. I have never felt better than when I confirmed my gender expression by expressing the way I'm comfortable. I have short hair, I don't dress in female clothing, and I'm super comfortable that way. However,
Mhm,
I get shit on about it still
mhm.
because people think that they need to tell other people how they should express themselves.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
So, Abu, are you aware that there's 5 sex characteristics?
nah. But guys, like, you guys know,
What the fuck?
I didn't diss anybody for the whole time. But I don't know why the people in the comments are like, Abu got some wild shit to say, and everybody's like dissing me. But
Well,
I just
you're
came
a
here.
very bad
Everybody is
mistake
Comments
everybody.
of 1,000 people, 2,000 people here.
Huh?
Yeah, just
That
they're
was
gonna say what they're gonna say, buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the comments
comments
hate
will
So,
go
everybody.
both
That's fair.
ways, really.
Yeah, but I
so
didn't insult
I
anybody.
want to
I was
touch
just
on what
asking
you said,
questions.
right, Abu?
Huh?
I want to touch on what you said because you said that if you saw that you had like a vagina between your legs, you would just say that you were a woman, right?
Yeah, because I wouldn't just think too much about it. I never thought, oh, I'm a man.
So,
I just woke up, I saw my dick, and I'm like, oh, I mean, I guess I'm a
so
man.
here's
And
the
I just
thing.
started acting like a man.
So here's
wait,
the
can
thing. There
pornographic
are
terms
five
like
sex characteristics,
Huh?
right? There are actually 5 sex characteristics in total, right? And
What
what
are
you
they?
have between your legs is only one of them, right? So let's
Okay.
say that, like there's chromosomal sex, there's phenotypic sex, there's all kinds of things. So let's say, for instance, that you were born with a vagina, and that was just one of your sex characteristics that you knew about. And then later on in life, you got some testing done, and it turned out that 4 out of your 5 other sex characteristics were actually that of a male's. Would
Yeah.
you then call yourself a man?
Uh, I mean, probably, because what are the four other?
There is, I always fuck this up. It's phenotypical.
You want
Um,
me?
yeah, yes, please. I always fuck this up.
Okay, sex chromosomes, gametes, primary sex characteristics, secondary sex characteristics, neurology. Your primary and secondary sex characteristics are going to involve your hormones.
Okay, and you
So
need all 5 to be
professional.
able to be considered one specific gender.
Nope.
I think maybe flipping it around might work better. So, say you had your chromosomes tested like tomorrow, and the test came back, and you had female chromosomes. Are you just going to all of a sudden decide you're a woman, or are you going to continue your life the way you've been living it all this time, and how you feel comfortable and how you feel is what you are? Like, are
Is
you
it?
just going to all of a sudden go, "I must be a woman," and just change your entire way you present and everything just because of your chromosomes?
That's a very good question, actually. Is it possible for someone? Uh, Correct me if I'm wrong. XX is women and XY is men, right?
No.
Not
XX is
always.
Except
female.
Okay.
It's male and
Sorry.
female.
Like, that's let's forget the last 20 years. Okay. Like, let's say what we
Guys,
thought.
it's final arguments time.
Okay.
Huh?
But you'd have to forget the last at least 100+ years. But
Okay. Yeah.
sure, let's just
Can
forget
I
the last
can
100 years.
Let's
I
forget
just
the
want to
last
point
100
something
years.
out.
Okay.
Abu, I want to point
XX.
something out wild that you said, please.
Yes.
The fact that you came in here saying PP and then you're happy to drop the D word. I just want to point that out. I just had to point that out.
Drop the D word like dick.
Yeah, like it's a very
Yep.
sexualized derogatory term instead of using the appropriate name for it.
Yeah. Well, I said PP because I didn't know that on TikTok you're allowed to say it.
Have you
Because
never heard of the word penis?
I don't say the N word on my
Penis.
live because
Let's play the
one of my friends got banned for
penis.
saying the N word.
Hot dog, I can't.
Penis.
So crazy.
That's totally different than penis, Abu.
I
Like,
know, but
seriously.
TikTok is weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Well,
Sure.
okay, Abu,
Anyway,
just
but
Pretty
let's answer your
simple.
think
question.
about think about the argument that was made to you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm
Like,
trying to answer the
if
question.
all of your sex characteristics were suddenly different than what you thought they were, would you present yourself differently just because your sex tells you one thing, or would you continue to go live about living your life the way you
Yeah,
always have?
I'm trying to answer that question, but for me, I need confirmation on certain things, because I didn't even know there was five other sex characteristics or whatever. So
Yes, fun fact, you could be
let's disregard the
intersex.
last 150 years, okay? Like Mel said, let's disregard the last 150 years.
That's
Guys,
not
we're
what
on
I
the final
said.
comments, right? We're
I said
wrapping up
that,
now.
but these are final arguments.
Yeah,
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up. We gotta wrap it up like right now.
Wait, I can't
yeah,
talk?
yeah. We're out of time.
I mean,
Okay,
we
sorry.
can't go on to like a new topic. We have to wrap it up.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. I guess I just leave now or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
would
mean,
I
that
would
can be
just think
your
about
final
how you
argument.
would.
Huh?
Yeah, I would
Okay,
just think about how
whose
you would
bird is that?
respond to that point.
Yeah, it's definitely not mine.
Is it Reggie?
Sorry, I'm outside. Sorry.
Sorry, my cat's
Guys,
going
everyone head on
nuts.
over to Parker Get a Jobs. That's where we're headed.
Yay!
All right,
Parker
I
Get a
I
gotta do
am
a
Job.
so
wrap
We
around.
excited.
got this,
A wrap around.
Wait,
Adora. We've got you.
I
We'll
gotta
be
do a
there.
wrap
Boomstick, what
around.
did you want to say? I
Adora.
interrupted you, Boomstick. Boomstick, what did you want to say? I interrupted you, and I apologize. I want
Oh no,
Boomstick to be able to say what they want to say.
I was just gonna say maybe leave it as, think about how you would respond to the point that was made to you. That's it.
Me?
Yes.
Yes.
I was trying.
No, Reggie.
No,
I was
hard
trying to, I
Guys,
was trying to
head over
respond to
to Parker's,
what
but don't
Dora
do a
had to say.
raid. I don't feel like a raid's a good idea right now. Let's let the chat be. Head over to Parker's, but don't do a raid.
I was trying to respond to
Boo.
what Dora had to leave. So you
Do
guys
Abu,
can
we're
a
text.
done. Okay, Abu, we're done. We're trying to
Abu,
hype up
shut up.
Adora.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.
Adora, do a grounding. Look up a grounding, something to ground yourself before
Oh, I'm gonna be
your
fine.
questions.
I
Yeah,
just
I
got
know you
I
are.
just got
I know you
butterflies.
are.
A wrap around.
You're gonna do amazing.
We're gonna do a wrap around.
To
Bye,
Thanks for
Parker.
having me,
Boomstick.
Adora. I'm gonna hop off.
No.
Woo! I
Bye,
am so
Adora.
excited
I'll
for
be there to
you.
watch.
All
See
right,
y'all
we'll see you
shortly.
there.
Yep. Head on over to Parker's, guys. Parker Get a Job. Parker's gonna be if Parker.
He's gonna be live soon.